Hi everyone, welcome to Behind the Scenes at AyeGear. This is one of the series which we're going to be doing here on, and it's basically to give you an idea of what goes on behind the scenes. And when AyeGear was started, we not only wanted to create a unique product, but we wanted to make sure we were part of each stage of the process, from sourcing to production, to manufacturing, to seeing how the fabric from raw to production to the final stage is. And so we embarked on a trip to the Far East where the garments are produced. We visited the factories and pretty much seen each stage. So these are the four primary stages, from raw fabric to the dyeing of the fabric to the actual production, stitching and machinery and so on. And then the last stage is a delivery, in which we receive the goods here in the UK and then they are dispatched to yourself. And here is the footage that we took.
And so this is the very first process in any garment manufacturing. This is where the fabric, the raw fabric, is produced. This is how it's done. Essentially strings and rows are all fed through this machine, which then forms the fabric here in the bottom side. Yes, indeed, it is a very sophisticated way of producing the fabric, but this is how it's done, and it was something entirely different and new to us. So seeing something like this, it really showed how much work goes in. And this next step is as equally as important. Once the fabric from the previous step is all completed in bulk, it's then transported to this lab where it's essentially dyed. So the fabric, according to clients' processes and requirements, is put through machines and the fabric is dyed essentially. And there are literally hundreds of different variations in any given colour. So for example, blue, there's several variation of shades, Pantone colours, and these are the machineries, as you can see, which the chemicals are then put through, and from white they go to whatever your preference is. And this is the last stage in the dyeing process, whereby the fabrics have all been dyed, checked over, and then they're organised, sorted and put into these trolleys to get taken away to the manufacturer or their respective client, and they are put through some various different kinds of machines to ensure the right quality. The dyeing mechanism has been thoroughly checked over, there's no leakages, and then they are packed up through these machines, all sealed in bags, and they are prepared, as you can see for yourself. In this next step, we use a company called SBS to deliver high-end accessories for the garment, and we've recently started using top grade materials, and in this case zippers, which are found on the AyeGear H13s, the 22 jacket, and more recently the T5 t-shirts. This ensures we use the best grade of zippers. They don't stick, they don't degrade over time. And these are the keychains that we use in the vests and the jackets. And last but not least, the dyed fabric and accessories are transported over to the production warehouse. The fabric is cut accordingly. Then it's sent over to styling, where they create masks, style guides for the workforce to follow. You can have the best of fabrics, the best of accessories, but if you don't have a skilled workforce, they don't know what they're doing, then there is going to be a huge problem. There's going to be setbacks, because the garment isn't going to function as intended. So strong emphasis is placed here, and yes, quality control also comes into this area. And as you can see, an AyeGear vest is on the production belt being put together. Really one of many machines that are required in order to put any given AyeGear product together. And then all the finished products are put to one side, and then they are gone over in terms of making sure everything's been added to the product, whether it be the touch sensitive screen, the labelling is correct, the loops for the earphones are in place, the zippers are on the right way, and small things that can be overlooked in such a complex garment. And then finally, once it's all been checked over, it's put into bags and put into cartons and then ready for dispatch to the UK.